Says its new tariffs will take effect starting tomorrow and called President Trump's tariffs a, quote, joke in the history of the world economy. But as KTVU's Janet Katsuyama reports tonight, for many people and businesses, the trade politics are translating into real-life pain.
Karen Fong owns 3 restaurants in Oakland's Chinatown and has had to increase her prices as the Trump administration's tariffs on China take effect.
Some of the things it's already increased 50%. Yes. And then they call me maybe next month, they will increase 100%.
Fong says if the 145% tariffs on China continue, she might not be able to survive and would need to consider closing down because she isn't making profits.
Maybe 3 months. Because I have a lot of employees.
Once the wholesale price is increasing, they have to pass it back on to the retail. And the retail, in order to survive, they have to pass it back on to the consumers. So we are seeing that the domino effect, most of the consumers are paying for it.
China's announcement Friday that it will hike their tariffs on U.S. goods from 84% to 125% is in response to the Trump administration's 145% tariff now on Chinese imports.
We are in uncharted territory here in the sense that these levels of tariffs we haven't seen in 100 years.
Matilde Bombardini is an economics professor at UC Berkeley Haas School of Business. She says China's actions will hurt its own economy.
They need imports from the U.S. as well, and certain machinery, pharmaceutical, airplanes they don't produce yet.
The Port of Oakland says stakes are high as many agricultural products go overseas and goods from China come in through Oakland. Bombardini says there is good reason for the U.S. to address certain Chinese industries.
The Chinese government has sort of subsidized a lot of industries, and these subsidies are not really allowed under the WTO, the World Trade Organization rules. These industries that are like AI, supercomputing, artificial intelligence sort of tools in general.
Bombardini says these sweeping tariffs without negotiations is damaging to both economies, and she says China's leader is sending a message by not backing down.
Xi Jinping has invested a lot in creating a very strong sense of national pride, and I think that's what has created support for him. And so this is a sign of strength. They're doing it to make the point that they are responding to these tariffs that have very little sort of economic motivation.
There is a lot at stake for the Bay Area. The Port of Oakland says that China represents 29% of total trade that comes through the port. Reporting from the newsroom, Janet Katsuyama, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
Well, there is at least one industry hoping to benefit from the tariffs. That is shrimp fishing. Shrimpers on the Gulf Coast say cheap imports from countries like Ecuador, India, Indonesia, and Vietnam continue to drive down local demand. Between 2021 and 2024, the U.S. spent between $6 and $8 billion a year on shrimp from other countries, making it the top seafood import. In 2023 alone, U.S. seafood imports were more than $20 billion higher than seafood exports.
We're hoping again that with these tariffs, maybe, that'll turn things around. I mean, that's the only thing we got to hang our hat on right now.
We're becoming extinct right now. We were over 20,000 commercial fishermen in 2000, and 25 years later, we're down to about 4,000.
On Wednesday, President Trump announced a 90-day pause on higher tariffs for 75 countries, even though he kept a 10% universal rate in place. Shrimpers in this area say even that small tariff will help them.